So how have you felt about the defensive line's performance throughout camp so
I feel pretty confident. Feel pretty good about us. But that's not to say that we understand that we have a lot of work to get done to keep sharpening our tools. But I feel like we're coming along. We're taking the right steps. Each guy in the room is selfless. All the guys in our room, I could list off all their names, but they're all selfless. We all care about each other so far. And the amount of progress that we made in such a short time knowing each other has been good. But we understand that we have a long way to go if we want to accomplish the things that we want to accomplish.
What do you guys want to accomplish with that when you have yourself, you have Quinn, and you have Carl now, and along with everyone else that you guys have kind of acquired?
I mean, we just want to be a really really good D line. We have high expectations of ourselves and of each other, and we understand like what we need to do. We understand where we need to go. We understand where we need to focus at. And in terms of the things that we want to accomplish, there's a lot of things that we want to accomplish. But that only comes with the amount of work that we put out here every day, and we understand that as a collective group.
What are your early thoughts of Lawson, now that you've gotten a chance to work next to him and seeing him in film and stuff like that?
The man is high character, and he's very serious about his work. If you sit down and you just talk to him, you see that he's very direct, and he means what he says. Good dude, really good dude, but when it comes to in between those lines, he's serious about what he's doing.
What's the adjustment like in this scheme? You guys, rushing and not having as much to think about as the old scheme.
I mean, look, there's a philosophy. We understood what the philosophy was. The philosophy was laid out to us in a certain way, and our job is to take the philosophy and make it come to life. So everyone's been coming along pretty well in it, and I haven't found any hitches, and I don't expect us to have any hitches. So I think we're doing pretty good.
When the corners are so young behind you guys, does that put more on the you guys to get there early and take some pressure off them?
I mean, as a defense, we're all accountable for each other, young or not. So it doesn't matter what age or what year you're in. It's a collective unit. Everyone's responsible for each other.
Do you have any specific goals for your son?
Me? No. I mean, I'd be lying if I said no. But the bottom line for me is I know if when this team does the things that we see ourselves doing, I think a lot can be said for that.
How much can Lawson change to bring a different dynamic than maybe you guys had last year?
I mean, listen, Carl Lawson, like I said, is a man that's about his work. He's serious about what he does. He's a craftsman. So I know one thing about having him is we could learn a lot from him. And even though he plays end and I'm on the interior, just me alone, there's a lot of things that he talks about that he sees that I try to grab from him. So having him on his team as a part of the group and him being a team player like he is, I think has a tremendous upside.
You've been around Quinn for a couple of years now, Foley. Could you just talk about his growth, the strides he made last year?
Q is just one individual that's going to keep growing, And one thing I can say about Q is he's going to always look to find something to get better at, whether it's his step, whether it's his eyes, whether if it's helping his teammates better, Q is one person that I see playing in this league a long time, and I think he's only gonna grow. And even last year he had a pretty solid year last year, but he's not worried about last year. We're all worried about this year and what can be done this year.
You said obviously you guys have had a good camp so far. There's a lot more work to be done. What's some of that work that you guys still have to do?
I mean, it's a lot of things. I mean, we can talk about so many different areas, but coming together, we understand that there are areas that we need to grow at. There are areas we need to sharpen. Even the areas that you're strong at, you need to still sharpen. So there's so many different areas that we need to work at, and we understand as a collective unit that we have to continue to work on it.
Listening to you talk now, you're probably an anecdote or two away from giving off some Steve McClendon vibes. Do you still keep in contact with him, and have you kind of stepped into the leadership role that he obviously has kind of vacated by not being here anymore?
Oh, man, Big Steve, man. Obviously, you guys know I could talk a lot about him. He's been a tremendous friend, mentor, a brother to a lot of people. And just talking to him on a daily basis, his spirit is still high. And You know, I was fortunate. We were fortunate, you know, as players, as friends, to have him around. But as he was telling me, it's yo, the show's still going, and you have to keep going.
Did you talk to him at all? Because he was on that Super Bowl team for the Bucs about how they were able to accomplish that, the run, and then to take that type of a culture and build it here.
I'm sorry?
Because he was on the Super Bowl team last year. Like, have you talked at all with him about how you can replicate that success that Tampa's been able to have here and build that culture here?
I mean, I've had the conversation with him. It's just as simple as everyone doing their job. That's really all it is, you know. Obviously, we have guys that have high energy, young guys, older guys, coaches. You know what I mean, all the stuff that we all know. Bottom line is, let's do our job.